let's take a moment and arrive here. It's interesting when if you are, especially during times of these quarantines and less freedom of movement, it's interesting to start to have the experience of not necessarily being trapped, but the experience of being limited in where you can go and what you can do. And that can create tension, And so a lot of folks, are using this space that they're in right now, for multiple things. As Laura said, right? She's doing work, she's webinaring, I'm doing my classes from home. I don't have another space at the moment that I can go to. So it's like, it's all happening in here in this world, this kind of very small world. And your inner space is a small world. When you look at the world through the eyes of what we might call the small self. In other words, when your belief system locks you in to a place of limited potential, and the world that you seem to inhabit becomes more of a limitation than a doorway to greater openness. And so by showing up for yourself today in this space, it's much more than just taking a moment out of your day and relocating to another chair, or not even relocating to another chair. It is about examining something so much deeper in yourself. It's about opening doorways to, opening doors to closets and opening doors to other rooms and looking at the vast amazingness that is you. So let's breathe together. And as we breathe together, we explore these aspects of ourselves, not through force, not by pushing, but by allowing. We allow with gentleness and compassion the parts of ourselves that have become tucked away, as we talked about in a couple of the other sessions, these maybe shadow parts of ourselves, or these parts of ourselves that have become kind of disenfranchised. By sitting, we give them permission to begin to reveal themselves. It's kind of like when you get when someone new comes to the house and you have a puppy, and the puppy stays like way away and is not interested just yet, if it's a little scared, but then it kind of comes over and sniffs and then goes back, and it comes over and sniffs and it goes back, and eventually it learns to trust. If the person who's sitting there can open and be patient and be still and be gentle, it invites in the other parts to begin to trust you again. So our breath is in and out through the nose, if your nose is available to you. And the breath is moving in and out through the chest and tummy to start, with a pause at the top and the bottom of the breath. So the pause at the top, at the very top of your breath, but not so deep of an inhale that your like chest is bursting while you hold it. It's just a simple inhale and pause at your own pace, and then an exhale and a pause at the very end of your complete exhale, but not so much of an exhale. Excuse me. Not so much of an exhale that you're gasping for your next breath. And that pause, and people who know me have heard me say, is like a swing. When the swing hits its apex, it pauses just for the littlest bit before it swings back the other way, and it hits its other apex, and it pauses just for the littlest bit. I'd like you to find a rhythm now for about maybe a minute of silence, finding your inhale and exhale with that pause. noticing the quality of your breath. Is your inhale or exhale, is one of them more shallow or deeper than the other? It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just out of curiosity. We're becoming curious as we turn away from what's seemingly outside of us to what's happening right here now. So feeling and noticing the quality of your breath. Perhaps with just some gratitude, right? A little gratitude that the breath is there, fueling you with life. You might even, I'd say, luxuriate in that breath. It doesn't have to be a passive, cold experience of meditation. Breathe. This is life moving through you. Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful, beautiful life. Thank you. You might start to lengthen that breath on both the inhale and exhale as you deeply feel it by ever so slightly constricting perhaps the back of the nasal passage or the throat just ever so slightly, just a little tightening, like kind of the way if you're exhaling, you would kind of fog up a mirror, like, except through your nose with your mouth closed. So and it helps you to kind of control the exhale. And you can do the same thing on your inhale. Again, with the pause at the top and the bottom. Continuing. I'm here. I'm showing up for myself. I'm grateful for this breath that moves through me, the life that it brings to me. I'm alive. And right now in this moment, I can celebrate that. In fact, I will invite you ever so slightly, gazing just out in front of you to gently open your eyes for a moment while you continue this breathing. Maybe not looking at the screen, but looking just gently around you without moving your head. So taking that soft, wide gaze. Allowing your breath to move and feeling your life, how it extends from you as you breathe. How your intention to be in this place and this gift you give to yourself right now, it expands from your heart. It expands from your tummy. It expands from your arms and your back. It expands from your head, from your legs, in all directions. And here, now, and there's nowhere to go and nowhere I have to be for these moments. Just here, breathing alive in this beautiful space. And you might look around and just take it in. Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful life that I have. Even if you don't totally believe it right now. Thank you. Thank you for tapping into something new. Something that's been there all along, but maybe just hidden a little while. When you feel comfortable, come back to your gaze maybe closing your eyes if you feel called to. Bringing that awareness back into your quote unquote inner space, sensing the space around you energetically, the space within your lungs and your tummy, in the muscles. Relaxing with each exhale more deeply, letting go of anything you're holding on to, surrendering to just this pure moment of thankfulness. Stepping back, perhaps even energetically, by like feeling like you're pulling back from the body just a little, like by paying attention to the back body and the space behind you, the space on your sides, the space above and beneath you, and the space in front of you. Your awareness expands, your presence expands. I'm going to give you a minute in this place to breathe, and then we'll wind it down. Yes. One more round inhale, exhale of just one last thank you. One last thank you for this moment. The first of hopefully many, many thank yous to come. As you begin to return to the space that you are in, maybe gently pressing down on your thighs or rubbing your hands together. I encourage maybe give yourself a really big hug today. I need a hug today, so I'm going to give myself a big hug. And hold it for a second, the way you would hold someone that you didn't want to let go of because you love them so much. Thank you for this beautiful moment. I love you. Say maybe to yourself, even if you don't totally believe it just yet. Thank you. And let it go. I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. I invite you to do the same if you feel called. And I thank you for joining me today.